The Star Wars prequels are a bone of contention for a lot of Star Wars fans. Now, I'm not here to necessarily defend the three prequel movies. I guess I am to a certain extent. All I can do is offer up the experience I had with the prequels as an entire franchise. Focusing this time on Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace, at the time of this film's release I was fresh off the back of seeing the 1997 special edition re-releases and collecting all those Tazos out of the Workers Crisps, pulling these mad bus things out of my cereal that were shaped like Episode 1 heads, and playing the X-Wing collection on what was then my shiny new Packard Bell Club 85 Pentium 3. So going to the UCI to see another brand new Star Wars movie was beyond exciting for me, and yes, it wasn't a letdown in my eyes at the time. As an older and more cynical person now, I can see the movie's flaws in retrospect, but at that point in time I was gripped with Star Wars fever, so yeah, Jar Jar didn't really shatter my dreams, nor did any of the talk about trade blockades or midichlorians. You know, in my 13-year-old mind, all that was overshadowed by pod racing, Duel of the Fates, Darth Maul, droid armies and lightsaber battles. After seeing the film, I got the video game that same year for Christmas, Star Wars Episode 1 for the PlayStation and PC. I was soon to discover that Star Wars Episode 1 is actually a fantastic game. It's not your typical action-adventure game. You can interact with lots of NPCs along the way, with some light puzzle elements worked into the gameplay. Sometimes talking to the world's inhabitants can offer up extended learn information, and a nice touch for a game that could have ended up being very by the numbers. The character interactions in this game come really close to foreshadowing the dialogue exchanges in Knights of the Old Republic, a game that came out years after The Phantom Menace.
Your power.
You will take credits for the T-14.
Stop that! What? You think you're some kind of Jedi or something? Jedi mind tricks don't work on me. Only money.
This game adds a lot to the story, filling in the blanks from the movie, with a bit of artistic license. All the stuff added to the narrative works really well. It's like this game does a better job of telling the story than the film it's based on. The best thing about this game though, and the reason I can never put it down, is the lightsaber mechanics. This never gets old, being able to deflect enemy laser fire back at your enemies and then cut them down with the lightsaber. Arguably, games have done this better before and after this game, but the way it handles in this game makes it fun to use and sometimes makes the game really challenging. The sort of thing that makes you want to give that last bit you keep dying on another try again and again. At this point in the game I always thought it would be awesome if you could actually play the pod race. Luckily for me they made a full game for that too. And again, another video game based off the Phantom Menace that is fantastic. Two great games off the back of a film most people love. Who would imagine that? Coupled with the fact that most movie licensed games are usually god awful. Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer for N64, Dreamcast and PC knocks it out the park. When it comes to an immersive recreation of the racing in the film, imagine Wipeout meets Star Wars and you're pretty much there. The sense of speed in this game at the time was pretty impressive, and once that epic score kicks in on your last lap while your pod is on fire, it totally pulls you into the action. Overall, a great racing game for N64 and a great movie tie-in game, and comes highly recommended. I think these games reinforce the positive aspects of the film for me, so I've never got too much hate for Episode 1, because it always reminds me of the time I spent with these awesome games. Star Wars Episode 1 is currently selling dirt cheap on eBay on PS1. Star Wars Racer on N64 is about £6, a bit more for the Dreamcast version. So if you feel ambivalence towards the Star Wars prequels and you have some next wave nostalgia for Jar Jar Binks, then why don't you pick up these unrated classics and relive a time when everyone was disappointed but you.
The Force is strong with you.
Strong enough to be a Jedi?
No, not really.